In the scriptures, we're told to count the cost. To count the cost. What's the cost of enlightenment? What are we willing to do or give up in order to see truth, to know truth? In the scriptures it says that we'll find God when we seek Him with all of our heart. When we put our whole being into the pursuit of knowing truth. I consider the patriarchs of enlightenment, as I like to call them, people like Buddha and Jesus and St. Paul. After Paul's conversion, he spent years and years and years in a cave in the desert before going out and sharing the message that he received there. Buddha spent years and years and years traveling around as a pauper, practicing harsh asceticism before he came to see the truth sitting under the Bodhi tree. Jesus spent much time in solitude, in lonely places, out in the desert, sometimes for 30, 40 days at a whack without eating or drinking, just to find the truth that he was, to discover the truth that he was, for he said, I am the truth, the way, the life. So our practice requires that we put our whole self into the practice, that we become willing to do anything to see the light, to know the truth, to find God. We must approach the practice without conditions, unconditionally, not saying I will wait until the time is more convenient to love, to show love. To express truth in humility. We must maintain the practice moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. And the constant, unwavering pursuit of truth. The marriage to it. Brings us to a state of righteousness with it. Step by step by step by step. Our steps are ordained of life itself, of God itself, Himself. And we begin to walk in the Spirit and stop chasing after and being ruled by and the demands of an ego, that like a parasite wants to suck the life out of us, the illusion of a false self, but it's just only in our giving attention to it, its desires and demands, rather than recognizing its presence in the moment and staying aloft from it, not as a measure of running from it, but stepping back from it so that we're not consumed in it. Recognizing it, being in the world but not of the world. Just as oil and water can co-inhabit one container, yet the nature is not to mix together, but for the oil to rise and the water to fall. So we can be in the same world with all of our attachments and aversions and ignorance, and not ignore them, but simply recognize them for what they are. Not to fight them, but yet not to feed them. So we neither fight them nor feed them. We just let them be. We let them be as if we were walking out along in the desert and came upon a scorpion with bare feet. We need not fight it, just walk around it. See it, but yet we don't need to feed it either. Giving our attention to our breath, giving our attention to the life that's happening right here, anchoring ourselves in that. Not an anchoring in the form of a clinging to or attaching to,
No.
but rather a resting, a settling into, a resolve to abide in. That way. And we find that that's the way. That's the way. It's a way of relaxing into our environment, our company, in living in whatever we find ourselves in whatever circumstances or company we find ourselves in. We live in it We don't compromise our being, but we continue to stay open-hearted, uncontracted, undefensive. And shine without discrimination, just like the sun. In all conditions, in all times, in all company, in all places. Just like that. Just like that. Namaste. Thank you.